We just had the Japan Grand Prix. It was a weird all-around race. It was wet and rainy, and there was a long rain delay. I felt bad for any fans in Japan, actually. Like, the game ended up coming to it came down to a clock. And, like, you do all this logistics. You travel all the way to Japan to only have a 28-lap race. I don't know why you can't keep racing. It's a dumb thing I'll never quite understand. I get you can't have people out there for 10 hours, but, like, when the racing finally got good, the race ended. And there's no system in place to adjust and keep the race going. So we got 28 laps of 53. Max Verstappen won. He finished like 26 seconds ahead of everyone else. And Max won the world title in Japan in the most anticlimactic way I think you possibly could win a world title. The race ended, and Charles Leclerc got a 5-second penalty, so he was no longer in second. He finished in third as a result. So Max Verstappen's in like the post-game interview, kind of just standing around, and that's how he found out, hey, you won the world title. Like, what a weird, anticlimactic way to find out you won. Like, okay, cool. Not fun, not exciting, but we just kind of poop it out to you. Here you go. Here's the information. I don't know. Anticlimactic's the word. I just go back to this. You go all the way to Japan. It's a long flight, all the logistics to get all the cars there, all these crazy moves, and you do half a race, and Max wins the world title. It's just a weird all-around weekend in Formula One. We got 4 races left in the F1 season. The US Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. You got Mexico, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Abu Dhabi. It's going to be fun, and there's a couple things I still care about in Formula One this year. In the team standings, the battle for 4th is really interesting. It's McLaren against Alpine. Alpine currently is in 4th with 143 points. McLaren has 130 points. That's a fun battle. McLaren versus Alpine. Who can win with 4 races left to go? Who can get 4th in Formula One? McLaren, Alpine. I love that battle. It's unlikely Mercedes can catch Ferrari for 2nd, but that's another one potentially out there. In the driver's standings, the battle for 2nd is really intense. Sergio Perez has 253 points. Right behind him is Charles Leclerc with 252 points. So the battle for 4th is very, very interesting right now in Formula One. The battle for 2nd, excuse me, very, very interesting in the driver standings. And then, yes, like I said, I misspoke, but the battle for 4th is really interesting. George Russell is currently in 4th with 207 points. 5th is Carlos Sainz with 202 points. So they're 5 points apart from each other. And so again, the battle for 2nd in the driver standings and the battle for 4th in the driver standings are fun and compelling and something you can watch for as the year comes to an end. Finally, though, there was a scary moment in Japan. Pierre Gasly could barely see because of all the rain on the track and all the spray. And there was a recovery tractor on the track, which Pierre Gasly was furious because that's how F1 driver Jules Bianchi died. He was a friend of Pierre Gasly, and in 2014, also in Japan, on the same track, in similar conditions, he crashed into a recovery tractor and later died in the hospital. It's insane that there was another similar situation. Like, I don't know how that... What an oversight by the FIA. And this moment flies in the face of the memory of Jules Bianchi. This shouldn't happen. It's ridiculous. The FIA should be criticized for it. I don't know how they let a recovery tractor on the track while there's still a driver out there. You would think they would know by now. I don't know how a guy died. Like, I don't know how you don't learn from that. It's a shameful moment, and I think the FIA is being rightly criticized for it. But all in all, what a weird weekend in Japan. Like, not exciting, really. I was hoping maybe Sergio Perez would overtake Charles Leclerc, or there was a battle with Lewis Hamilton that turned into nothing. Like, it was just a very mundane, uninteresting race, to be totally honest, in Formula One. And, yep, Max is the world title. World champion in Formula One. Max Verstappen. Just out of... What an anticlimactic way to decide that. Ugh.